Well, we'll start by saying I don't think you have to worry about dating apps anymore.
Man of the year. Man of the year.
Man of the year.
Man. Guys, welcome to the #1 friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Caro.
I'm Matt Ritter.
Matt, you know what I love is that people are sending us ideas for episodes, articles, and like friendship is just in the air.
Yeah, we're over the bullseye.
I got sent one of my favorite articles by a fan, and the title is "The Science of Cow Friendship. Cows Have Best Friends."
Wow, cows have best friends.
And I read this, and basically there was scientific studies that if cows are in pens with other cows that they know, their heart rate is lower and their intelligence is higher.
Yeah.
So they actually know who their bro is.
So we definitely should go vegan.
Oh, because they're ooh.
Yeah, they have buddies. They have
Yeah.
crews.
Yeah.
They could have a trophy celebration
Oh,
ceremony.
yeah, you think like a piece of
cow
shit
of the year,
yeah.
shit of the year,
Yeah.
mound of shit of the year.
Yeah, no, cows, they are sentient.
Yeah, I know.
They have buddies.
I know this because Jesse grew up on a farm.
Oh, I keep forgetting your wife grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
Yeah, she had cows.
Wow, did
She
they
was
have
friends with them. Yeah, she was friends with them.
Oh.
I didn't know they had friends. I never asked her about that.
Wait, you're saying she was friends with them?
She was friends with the cows.
Oh, what a lonely childhood.
She had friends, human friends.
Oh, okay,
too.
got it.
But she lived on a farm.
You think the cows are like, who's this chick? Like, my buddy's over there. Steve's
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
they
What other
refer-
animals does she have?
Cows, pigs, chickens, horses.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's like a fucking like preschool playset.
yeah, the whole thing. The whole working farm.
So that made me think, our podcast is about friendship. Like, clearly we have to do an episode about man's best friend
Mm.
and our relationship to pets.
I mean, I know my relationship to pets.
Yes, you have a pet, and you have a wonderful dog named Olive. Now, I want to just head this off at the pass, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of hate towards me in this episode, where you accuse me of not liking dogs.
I mean, it's not an accusation if it's true.
It's not true, okay?
Yeah,
true.
it's not a smear if it's accurate.
First of all, quick question:
You know the best defense to defamation?
truth?
It's the ultimate defense.
Don't lawyer me.
Legal defense.
Don't lawyer me.
Legal defense to my smear of this dog-hating monster. Go ahead. Sue me in open court, and I will present the facts.
First question: did you have pets growing up?
Nope.
Nothing.
My mom pulled the greatest phony card. She claimed to be allergic.
Hmm.
We had 3 kids in 3 years. It's a lot to handle. She was like, I can't throw dogs into this mix. But there was a 3-month stretch, which is so ridiculous because you know how tiny my house was. You know how small my yard was next to the sump. My aunt raised greyhounds.
Whoa.
Greyhound. She had 8 of them. And she went away one time and we watched 2 greyhounds in our tiny little backyard. And guess what happened?
They destroyed the place. Oh, they ran away.
They ran away.
That's horrible.
It's horrible. But somebody found them. They had the tags.
Oh, okay.
They were found
They had tags in
in
1987?
80. Yeah, they had tags.
Yeah.
Tags have been a thing for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
Found them 8 miles away.
Wow, they're fast.
Yeah, they're fast.
They're
It
fast.
took them like 5 minutes. Yeah.
So
They're
just,
like, hey, we're in Melville now. We're in Lynbrook.
so just for context, when I was growing up, we had a bird. We had like gerbils and hamsters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm allergic to cats. My dad is allergic to dogs. Like, we weren't into the big two, dogs and cats. Like, we did not have them growing up. We did not, honestly, we didn't want them. Like, I was an undiagnosed OCD kid.
Mhm.
Like,
So the gerbil was good for you?
at least it was contained in a
the
thing.
cage. Yeah, you didn't
You
take it
know.
out much.
No, we took it out. But like, I didn't really grow up with that. And like, my mom tells a story of that. She took me and my sister to a pet store once we were kids, and we were like, ew, like, can we leave? Like, we didn't want to like pet him. It's just the smell. We didn't have that gene.
Yes.
Okay. Now
You still don't have it.
I have.
Hate pets.
That's not true. I have grown to really like dogs. I like our friends' dogs. Okay, hold on. I made a list.
You like dogs the way I like sushi. It's like, I don't, I wouldn't order it myself ever if I was home alone. But if I'm out with people who are eating sushi, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll have sushi.
Okay. Time out. You don't like sushi?
No, it's fine, but I've made myself like it. I would take a steak over sushi 10 times out of 10.
Oh, I love sushi.
Yeah. You also hate dogs. So what does that
I
say?
don't hate dogs, and I don't appreciate you saying that. I want to shout out some of the dogs that are in our LA crew.
Okay.
Okay. Your dog, Olive, Pringles, Jersey, Dodger, Chili, Lenny, Bentley, Callie, and Moxie. Okay. We love these dogs.
Okay.
And I enjoy frolicking with them and petting them, whatever. Now, I wouldn't necessarily have a dog myself, but will you at least give me this one credence that I am better with dogs than I was. Okay.
You have grown.
That said,
Here we go.
Okay.
Have you ever watched any of those 19 dogs that you proclaim love to?
Let me make a statement. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 5 bullet point list of things I don't quite understand about pet ownership I know you I know you will take it apart point by point, but I want to start this by saying
you have the floor.
Start this by saying pets are great. And also pets are great if maybe you don't have as many human friends. Pets are good for the mental health. And there's a reason why it's called man's best friend. And like, so I get it. I think it's fun to pet him. I think it's fun to take him to the park. Here's my 5 bullet points. Let me do my bullet points and then you can take them apart. But I just want to say for context, don't edit this. What's it called when you edit it deceptively? I like dogs.
No manipulation.
Okay. Point number 1. Owning a dog is not a personality trait. Okay. You own a dog and you could do fun stuff with the dog and you could put little costumes in the dog and the dog could be in your family pictures, but that can't be your entire world. If someone asks you, oh, what do you like to do? I have a dog. That's not a trait. Okay. You need to expand your world. Not you, generally. People who's like, oh, you know, what do you enjoy doing? A pug. Like that's not a trait. Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay. Number 2, we live in Los Angeles, city of angels.
Okay.
We're from New York, city that never sleeps. I actually never realized that. City never sleeps. City of city
that never sleeps.
and city of angels.
What do they even call
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. New York and LA. We love New York and LA.
Okay.
2 cities famous for having streets full of human shit and piss.
Yeah.
Garbage piled as high as the eye can see, disgusting places that we love. And pet owners walk their dogs through the piss and the shit and the garbage and the refuse. And then they pop right into the house and into the bed. And I do not understand that. If I walked into your house and jumped on your bed with my sneakers on, you would punch me in the face.
Yes.
Yet these dogs are going into the bed and then into the grocery store after the human piss and shit. Okay. That's point 2. Okay. And again, love them, pet them, kiss them, pet them twice. I'm curious about that.
Okay.
Number 3. Dog hair.
Okay.
Now I understand some dogs don't shed, some do. Okay. If you have a dog that sheds, your house shouldn't look like there was just a sorority pillow fight. I shouldn't sit on a couch and then be able to snow angels. Okay. I have a sweater that I can no longer wear because 2 years ago I sat on my cousin's couch and the dog hair is ingrained in it. And then people go, oh, I don't even notice it anymore. Well, I'm so glad you don't even notice it anymore. You showing up at a wedding with a tuxedo and you looks like you just like punched a fucking, farty. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. That's 3. Number 4. I'm generally curious about this. Walking a dog seems fucking miserable. Now I know sometimes it's nice out. You're out. We're both early risers, Matthew, correct? I'm up at 6 a.m.
Yes.
And there are people out there in the dark.
Yes.
Wearing Uggs, pajama bottoms, full puffer jacket. Okay. The dog is doing its thing. Their head is down, looking at their phone. I've never seen a group of people look so absolutely miserable. And I'm sure I'm missing something. You're going to tell me about it, but I'm just like, why would we want this? And number 5, then I'll give you the floor. The obligation when you get a dog, you can't leave the house anymore without making like so many plans. When I see a dating app and the girl has her dog in every picture, I'm like, oh, here we go. She can't leave the house for more than 5 hours. She can't spend the night at my place because she got to be back for the dog. Can't go away for the weekend without like making 1,000 arrangements. Can't fly. Can't do anything. It's just like, it just seems like such a burden.
Okay.
But I do love the pets and the petting and the walking and it's healthy and I like it. And it just disabuse me of my notions.
Well, we'll start by saying I don't think you have to worry about dating apps anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. You got me. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start off with the first one.
First one was having a dog cannot be your only personality trait.
I would say that's the one I agree with the most. I think you were starting with butter him up with an easy softball.
I thought you were going to be most offended by
I
that.
find that annoying too.
Mm.
When people go, I'm a dog mom.
Right.
I'm not a mom. I'm a dog mom.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to like.
Are you wearing a dog on your collar?
Yeah, I'm wearing a dog on my collar.
We didn't even plan that. Oh my God. Taking a picture of this. All right.
I'm wearing
Straighten
a
that
dog
chin.
shirt.
Tight chin. Tight.
I'm wearing
Suck it in. Suck it.
I'm wearing a dog shirt as we do this.
Yeah.
So guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Look, people take on personalities of activities and hobbies all the time. You could just as easily say, you can just call yourself gym guy. There's not a personality, right? I find that also annoying when people's entire personality is wrapped up in the gym. What are some other things? I mean, there's like a litany of things that
It's not really any other things besides
gym
dog.
and dog.
I mean, are there gym guys? Yeah. I guess
Yeah, people are all they ever talk about, or fitness, or like diet, veganism.
Yeah.
His whole personality. There are. I find one note personality trait things to be more. I think you're hitting on a thing of like, don't make your personality all about this one thing you do.
Okay.
Your identity shouldn't be about a thing you do or a thing you have.
Okay.
So I'm with you on that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so
one
to one.
You're 1 for 1, but I think you're going to be 1 for 5.
Okay, great.
What's number 2?
Second one was walking your dog in the shit and the piss and then bringing it into your bed.
Okay.
And the grocery store.
You don't have to do that. Everybody's different. I wipe my dog. Actually, I get in trouble because I'm a slob, and my wife is adamant about not dragging shit and piss into our bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I am supposed to wipe the dog down before I do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's an area, she put a separate blanket on top of our blanket that the dog goes onto.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to have piss and shit in your bed if you wipe your dog down.
A percentage of time and a percentage of people don't do that.
Yes.
I mean, Olive has free range in the house.
Yes. But when she comes into the bed, I'm supposed to wipe her down.
You're supposed to wipe her down.
What? I do. I always do.
What percentage of time do you wipe her, honestly?
No, I always wipe her down before putting her in the bed.
You tell me now she's not as mobile, but she would pop in the bed. You can't control her. She'd pop in the bed.
Right, now she can't even get in the bed.
Right.
Yes. So yes, but the other piece that you're missing is dog paws don't really retain shit the way sneakers do.
Okay.
So like a dog paw, like generally doesn't have a lot of shit on it. Like
is that a biological thing? Or
I don't know. I'm making that up a little bit.
I was fucking,
This is very unscientific, but actually, if you look at the bottom of dog paws, they're very good at just not retaining whatever they step in all the time. Like the way a shoe, when you step in shit on a sneaker, that shoe's done.
But you think it's okay? The dog is just rolling in the garbage, and it's like in the grocery
I just
store.
think you have a different perspective because you don't have dogs. Once you have dogs, of course,
that's like
you don't
saying, give a shit anymore.
No, I'm saying that's like saying, oh, you don't kiss your dog. Like
you don't kiss your dog in the mouth.
Yeah, like I do. Like
I'm
saying you're like people who are like, oh, that dog sniffed some other dog's butt, licked another dog's butt. It's like you have dog butt in your mouth now. It's like probably.
Yeah.
But again, and then I'm about to become a father. Like every parent who's listening to this is like, oh, you have no idea what you're in for.
Oh no, of course. But I think it's a little my one future child, which my
fecal matter everywhere.
My chances of getting it have decreased.
Yeah.
But that's a human.
No, but I think it's more the fact that you are like on the cleanliness anal factor. Like you're gonna have to change your entire function, the way your whole mind works.
That's fine.
When you have a kid urinating in your mouth.
That I would drink it like mannequin piss.
Wow, that's.
Do you know that reference?
No.
That's a famous statue in Brussels where the little kids pissing.
Oh yeah.
It makes no sense. Yeah. Keep it in. Don't cut it.
So I just think as you get older.
As you get older and your dog rolls in the garbage, you learn.
No, you just become more. Well, I think especially if you're going to become a parent, you're going to have just
don't
stuff
throw that
all over
parent
you.
shit on me.
Yeah.
Just say when you're a dog owner and your dog's in the garbage patch, you don't care as much.
You don't.
Okay. The end.
The
end.
You don't. You don't. It's just something you just get used to.
Yeah.
But if you have a problem with the dirt, it's very simple. You have wipes, like doggy wipes. Like we wipe our dog's feet down all the time.
I've never seen you once wipe Alice's feet.
Well, Jesse's supposed to do it.
Why you said it was you're supposed to do it?
No, before bed. She does like she has these like doggy wipes. She wipes the face folds. She does all the wiping. A lot of wiping.
Okay. So the third one was dog hair.
So dog hair again. First of all, you can literally wipe it down with a lint brush. It's very simple.
Stop saying things that you can do.
No,
No one does that.
Beyond simple. It's literally,
You mean-
you wipe a lint brush, the dog hair is gone.
Oh, you mean on your clothes?
Yes.
People see all the time walking around with hair all
No,
over them.
you don't.
Yes, I do.
You know why you don't? Because they just take a lint brush.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
Nobody.
they don't.
I don't know who you're hanging around with. They're just
Yeah.
walking around with dog hair all over.
Yes, yes.
them. No.
You. What about in the home?
Yes, it gets everywhere if you have a dog that sheds.
Yeah, and then you just live with it.
Yeah. Olive doesn't really shed very much.
Right.
So
I never
it's not
really
really-
noticed it from her.
yeah,
Yeah.
short-haired dogs don't tend to
Yeah.
shed as much.
Yeah.
The big like golden retriever type dogs that shed. Again, these are things. It's like that's what owning a dog is. That's the whole thing. That's part of it.
But I'm just saying, because there are podcasts about friendship.
You're losing friends. What?
Just other people. When you get a dog, it's a big commitment for your friends.
Well, we can get into that. But
Okay.
I just think the shedding, it's so minimal.
Fine. Oh, okay. It's de minimis.
It's de minimis.
All right. Number 4 was my number 4 complaint? Oh, the walking of the dog.
So I don't know what you're talking about. When I walk in my neighborhood, everybody's very happy.
That's
in the
the
mornings.
middle of the day, and it's
No,
a midday walk.
7 a.m., 6 a.m. I see 6 a.m. walkers.
People, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I'm on 6 a.m., 6:30. It's the same crew of people in my neighborhood. I always say hi to them. They're in a good mood walking their dog in the morning.
No, they're not. Theo, you know what I'm talking
No,
about?
you're projecting.
I'm not projecting.
You're projecting how you would be if you had to walk your dog in the morning. Now, luckily, I happen to have a handicapped 10-and-a-half-year-old dog that can't leave the house. So I just plop her outside every time she needs to go to the bathroom. If you're not a morning person or if but you are already, how would this be an extra burden for you? You're already up. I think it's when people have a hard time waking up. Like, oh yeah, I gotta get up to get this dog. It's just part of your routine. Once it becomes part of your routine,
okay, it's fair.
it's part of your day. You don't even think about it. Like, I literally don't even, I've never even thought like, oh my God, I have to wake up to walk my dog in the morning. Even when I had to walk her in the morning, it's like, all right, that's just part of being a
Right.
dog.
Well, that's part of your thing.
Okay.
That's part of your thing. And the last thing was the obligation, which again, yeah.
Again, same thing. If you want to have a carefree bachelor life,
Right.
just keep doing what you're doing, Aaron.
Well, I don't see what does it have to do with it?
I'm just saying life is, involves responsibilities, and just decisions you make add responsibilities. Having children,
Yes.
adding responsibilities. Having a dog, responsibility. Taking a job where you have to work late, responsibility. Taking a job where you have to get up early, responsibility. Working at a charity on top of your job. Why would you work at a charity on top of your job? You have to show up
These are false.
after your job.
Yeah.
After your job, you have to go help people. After your workday is done, when you don't want to do anything, you have to go do this charity thing. Why would you do that? You're giving love to a dog.
Just the idea I've been out for 5 hours. I have to get home. Like, how do you live your life like that?
Sometimes it's a big pain in the ass. I will admit that. If you're at a party,
Yeah.
and that's why I have to leave. Sometimes one of us, my wife, have to leave parties.
Right. I'm not at a point in my life where I want to leave a party.
Plus side,
You have a dog.
you have so much more love in your heart. So much more
Listen,
joy. I never had a dog until I met Jess.
Yeah.
Totally changed my life. Totally changed my life. There's just so much more love.
That kind
in
of
the
came
world.
out wrong. I think you meant you never had a dog until you met Jess, and then you guys got a dog.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said never had a dog, and then I met Jess, and my life was so complete.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the point is
Yeah.
she was pushing for the dog, so we got a
Right.
dog.
Got it.
But a dog is, any animals make you more loving. They make you whole.
Yeah.
You're an empty shell without one.
An empty shell.
You're an empty vessel of hate.
It also seems very expensive to have a pet. If they get ill,
Oh God.
the doctor bills.
First of all, pet insurance is the biggest scam. Like they cover for however they do it, no matter what you try to do, you never get covered.
Right.
Like, my pet just broke their leg. Like, oh yeah, that was a pre-existing injury
Right.
from being a pet.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. We just had the most ridiculous thing happen one time. We went and we had our dog spayed,
Mhm.
and then the next day
Wait, what's spayed?
is cutting her uterus, her tube, whatever.
She wasn't spayed this whole time?
No, she was spayed. I'm talking about years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she was spayed, and then the next day she started bleeding from her crotch.
Uh-huh.
So I brought her in, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, that wasn't from us." I'm like, "Yesterday,
Yeah.
I took it in.
Yeah.
You sliced my dog in her nether regions.
Yeah.
Today, bleeding from the nether regions."
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Well, it's probably you, Ty, but you know what? We'll do it for free." Like I was like, Okay, I know I don't know anything about dogs, but
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
Right.
So this other couple, a friend of a friend, told us a crazy story that these people did a GoFundMe. I find out there's a lot of GoFundMes, and you never know if they're fugazi or not, especially when it comes to like pet stuff. This couple said that their dog had cancer and needed like an insanely expensive like brain tumor surgery.
Yeah.
And they needed like $8,000.
Yeah.
And they got it. And it came out later on that the pet was already dead.
What?
Yeah. Already dead. And they did the GoFundMe anyway. That's messed up.
I'm speechless.
I
That's
know.
already dead because you can't. I mean, how do they? Because he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, then they probably said, well, he got the surgery and he
got
died
the
on the
surgery
table.
and then he died on the table. Died on the table.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's pretty good.
I'm coming around.
I know
it.
that's pretty good.
You can't. I mean, when you do it with a person, horrible.
Right. If you do it with a pet,
Listen,
that's a good scam.
Yeah.
That's a good scam.
Yeah.
You know, because if you do it with a person, that's going too far.
I mean, yeah.
That's all I got.
Expensive, but worth it.
Yeah. So you also, you know, I think you make friends in the dog world and the pet world too, actually. Like I made a lot of friends at both parks in places that I lived in. I used to go we called it Yappy Hour.
Mm-hmm.
It was me and all these older women who had free time at like 5 p.m. to go meet over there. And you go gossip.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gossip. There's a lot of great you miss out on a lot of great gossip if you don't have a dog park crew.
Okay.
Dog park crew is the best gossip in town.
Now, do the dogs have to get along?
No, you just kind of ignore them. You just let them run around do their thing.
Oh, so these are like no leash parks where you just let the dogs.
Yeah,
go
you just
crazy.
let them run and you just goss.
Right.
Just a great goss.
It's like watching kids at a playground, basically.
Exactly.
Except they're not going to probably kill themselves.
Yeah, you got to make sure there's no murderous dogs.
Right.
In the crew. That's really it. I also happen to have a French bulldog. Each little dog, I think it's like a newer thing. Each little dog breed now has like their own little communities too. Like I've gone to French bulldog meetups, which is kind of crazy. It's just like all Frenchies running around on the beach.
But when you say meetup, you mean like from meetup.com? Yeah.
Yeah, I started the Frenchies of West Hollywood.
You started it?
Yeah.
I don't think we ever talked about Meetup on this podcast before.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good
Meetup's
tool.
a really good one.
Explain what Meetup is.
So Meetup's just a website and you just can look for things you're interested in. So for that, we were like, oh, I wonder if there's any other Frenchie owners in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then we saw like, oh, French Bulldogs of Orange County, French Bulldogs of Long Beach. And they have this big beach meetup where they're all running around. So I was like, oh, maybe we should start when I see the Frenchie owners walking around in my neighborhood. So I started one and then we met all the French Bulldog owners of the neighborhood.
It is a great way to meet people.
Yes.
I mean, it is a great way to meet girls.
Well, yeah. It's definitely, listen, if you're single or you're just feeling a little alone, by the way, just start with the fact that if you're feeling alone, having a pet makes you feel like you're not alone.
You know what has always stuck with me? What's the actor's name? Mickey Rourke?
Yeah.
He was in The Wrestler?
Yeah.
When he won the Oscar and his speech, he was like, listen, like, he thanked his dogs.
Yeah.
And he was like, everyone gave up on me. I was on my own. The only people who like were there for me were, you know, Jimmy and Poodle or whatever their names were. And I remember that.
He said his dogs were the only ones who were there for him.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're feeling down, it's nice to have pets around for
if
sure.
you won an Oscar, who would you thank first? Your dog or your agent?
You know, I've played the Oscar speech over in my head many times. Yeah. I mean, look, the dog has moved up the gratitude chart.
I was going to say your agents are on your gratitude
They're
chart.
not yet.
No.
Not this year.
No.
Maybe next year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can sell this pod as a show or movie. We'll see.
So
yes, I mean, look, you can make friends through the pet universe too. I think it's a nice way to make friends.
Can I ask you a dumb question about the meetup? What does it matter that everyone has the same? I mean, I guess it's kind of funny, but like
they actually play better together. Oddly.
Okay, they recognize
game recognize game.
Yeah.
Like Frenchies have their own way of playing, pugs have their own way of playing, and then like the bigger dogs, you know.
Yeah.
So you will. Yes, I mean it is ridiculous. Like they can play with other breeds well too.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say that's interesting is the friend dynamic of like asking your friends for stuff.
Didn't we get a listener question on this?
Yeah, we should get into that.
By the way, guys, please send us your questions on social media at Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer them in a future episode.
Asking for a friend.
So tell me what this question was, and we make it anonymous, so you don't have to worry.
So this listener, you know, I don't want to call them a Karo type,
Oh my God.
but
I swear, if this,
they don't have a dog.
yeah.
So they asked, I have a really close friend.
Was it me? Was I?
It wasn't you. His name was Baron.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wrote in and he said, my friend is going away to Palm Springs for the weekend and said they wouldn't normally ask me, but everyone else that they normally get to watch their dog is unavailable.
Like, obviously they can't take the dog.
Right. And they said that their dog doesn't do well getting boarded. So they basically were like, we know it's a big favor.
Right.
Will you watch our dog? And he was like, I just have made it clear that I'm not a dog person. And so I thought this is a perfect question for you, because I actually don't ever ask you to watch my dog, because I just know you're not.
You've asked me to walk.
To walk.
To walk.
And did you say yes?
Well, I have.
You have done it.
Well, we used to live like on the same block.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Although you gave me no information. Typical Matt.
Yeah.
Typical Matt. He goes, yeah, there's a lock on the gate, and here's the number. Doesn't say which gate. Doesn't say which lock. There's 50 locks.
Yeah,
there's an
there's a
alarm
lot of
code.
locks.
There's 2 doors. No information.
Oh yeah, actually there was like a key inside a lock, and there were like 9 locks.
Once I opened the thing,
gate.
it burst out like a peanut brittle thing. Also, all the locks looked like one of those bridges, like
it was a lock bridge.
Yeah, it was a lock bridge.
Yeah. Because that's so it's a very stupid thing. So when you live in one of those big buildings, they tell you to leave your key for people on this master lock thing, but there's 100 master. It does look like the lock bridge.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: I don't know if the questioner asked this. When you say watch your dog, you mean they want them to come over the house, or the dog comes to my house?
Well, it wasn't specified.
Okay,
but
so what do you think?
Well, first of all, usually you would expect them to take the dog. You wouldn't, because then you're asking for a second favor to house sit.
Right. I mean, to bring the dog in your, it depends if it sheds.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty big ask.
Yeah.
To ask someone without a dog.
Well, I know where my head's at, but I want to hear your answer.
I mean, I think I would probably say respectfully, no.
You'd still decline.
I mean, I don't have a dog, so now I have to bring a dog into my home, and what if it rips up the fucking couch and shit?
Yeah. I think you are okay with saying no, because you've made it clear you're not a dog person.
Right.
And the thing is that what they're basically saying is they would rather impose on you than make their dog uncomfortable being boarded.
Wow, that's such a... You're smart.
Yeah. No, because I'll tell you what my wife and I do, because we have had situations like this, and I'm like, we're not going to impose on people who don't.
Right. You just bring it to someone who already has a dog.
Right.
And they have no choice but to say yes.
Sometimes we can't do that. So what we did last time is we literally had somebody stay at our house.
Right. But I mean, that's a pretty big privilege to be able to find someone to do that.
Yeah. We had our cleaning lady and her whole family stay at our house just so that we could have the dog watched.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we keep this in?
I don't know if we should keep that in.
But why didn't you ask someone who already had a dog?
No, I did. I'm saying sometimes just nobody's available.
Right.
You need more friends.
Right.
You need to always have somebody available.
Yeah. Because I also feel like, does it matter? I have no idea the answer. Does it matter what kind of dog, does it matter how good your dog is?
Yes, it does. Because part of the wariness is what you're talking about. You're going to have a random dog ruin your house.
Right.
I've had dogs come in and stain our carpet. We literally just had our carpet cleaned one time. And then 2 days later, a dog came in, and ruined it.
That was me, actually.
Yeah. Well, it was you. You were like, I really got to go.
Yeah.
I really got to go.
Yeah.
The bathroom's locked. Remember you locked the bathroom in here?
I once, it doesn't matter. I locked myself out of the bathroom.
You locked, because we have one of those locks that you can press from the inside.
That's not what happened. It was a shitty door.
Oh, right. I don't know exactly what happened, but
Yeah.
I know we were locked out of our own podcast bathroom for a couple.
We held it. We held it.
So just on this question, what's interesting about it is people who ask that kind of stuff, they're just acting like there isn't a whole industry dedicated to strangers watching your pets or staying at your house. There's dog walkers.
Yeah.
There's dog sitters. There's dog boarders. There's pet hotels. There's luxury pet hotels.
Yeah.
There's pet hotels that cost more than human hotels.
Yeah.
So I'm a dog lover, but I do think at some point, your list of people who are viable people you can ask that to, and who you shouldn't be asking. And if you're asking somebody that you know is a no, like that's just kind of a on you. That's kind of a messed up move. So I'm on Team Karo here for once.
Wow. I was gonna say, do you have other friends who aren't necessarily dog forward friends?
Yeah, there are a few.
I think I'm just
You're the least dog forward.
no. I'm just a little more vocal about it.
Yeah.
I like dogs. I like when they're running around and shit. I just don't see that. I don't want the dog in my bed.
Asking for a friend.
By the way, the other thing about being friends with other dog owners and asking for favors is
Yeah.
like, then you end up in this like escalating favor war
No.
where you're like, this person goes away a lot more than I do.
Right.
So that's the thing, right? So if you're like, if you go, you got to make sure that you ask a favor from a person who's equally situated. Because if you have a person that is a jet setter,
Mm.
because we have a friend that's kind of a jet setter,
Yeah.
and you know, it's like 5-to-1 ratio on how many times we've been asked to watch their dog versus how many times we watch, or maybe like 3-to-1. But you got to be careful with the ratio.
When they bring the dog over, the dog comes
Yeah.
over. Do they bring like food?
The whole thing, the whole setup. It's
Okay.
like, hey, my son's sleeping over.
Right.
The whole kit.
I don't
Food
like
kit.
calling it your son.
Yeah, I know that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But what about? Listen, you hate the identity thing, but I don't know. What about the cat lady thing? Do you hate that? That's very identity based.
Well, I mean, I'm allergic to cats or long-haired cats. But I want to shout to Milo, a cat that we lost this year, which we loved. But cats, I don't even want to get into cats because I
Yeah.
will be crucified.
Okay.
I mean, they don't really do much.
Oh yeah, we're really gonna get into it.
I mean, I'm just saying, a dog you can hang out with. Cat has its own mind of its own,
the
right?
ASPCA is gonna come down so hard on this podcast.
Neuter and spay your pets, just like, you know.
They're gonna be like, there's this hate speech podcast that was spewing anti-cat rhetoric.
I mean, the cat lady, you know, like if you want to have cats, also like if you love cats, just go for it.
I'd love it if Karo ends up with a cat lady.
If I end up with a cat
Yeah.
lady. But aren't cat ladies by definition
Single spinster? Is that what you're gonna say?
I was gonna say they don't. I don't know. I don't know. Cat lady is sort of a. Do you mean it as the stereotype of like would say, oh, I'm not gonna find anyone I want to be a cat lady?
Yeah,
or like,
like-
women who actually have lots of cats. Or
Well,
both?
both. I think that's like
Yeah.
the stereotype is that you have lots of cats because you've chosen cats over people. Maybe.
Oh yeah. I mean, people aren't that great though.
So now you're turning towards animals.
That's the thing is I don't really want a pet, but I also don't want a human.
Oh, so
So what am I?
I don't know.
What am I?
Yeah, like dog is man's best friend unless you're Karo.
Unless you're Karo.
Let me ask you this. There's a big social trend now. They're like huge on TikTok. Like there's like bunnies of
Mm.
TikTok, and then there's like lizards. Like, and I'm a pet owner, but sometimes I feel like people are doing this for the gram. Like, is this just for the media of it? Why are you walking your lizard at a dog park?
I mean, a pig is the best one.
Mm.
There's
There's a guy in West Hollywood who's always walking his pig.
yeah, I think that's Piggy Smalls. Yeah,
That's does he have his IG page?
there's a few of them. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, or the pot belly. What do they call what
Potbelly
teacup?
pigs.
What's a teacup?
Teacup
Pigs?
Yorkie, not
Oh,
teacup
okay,
dog.
yeah. I mean, as long as they're taking care of the pet, you know, pets are good. I mean,
Yeah.
bunnies are cute.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like,
Is there a theory that like the wackier the animal, the better in bed a girl is? I mean, you were a single guy.
I want you guys all to go to YouTube and watch this clip on the video. Just the face that Matt just made it to me. I've never. Is that a thing? Or you made that a completely.
It's a theory I just made up. Like if a girl has it, like
like an ostrich,
otter,
right?
or an ostrich, like
Right.
oh, that's gonna be a wild night. That's
Right.
gonna be one hell of a night. You know, you're gonna have scratches all over your back.
Right. I mean, if a girl shows up with an ostrich
Yeah.
on a leash,
On a leash, yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, she gets down.
Yeah. If she's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is my pet python.
Oh yeah,
You're getting choked out. You are getting choked out.
yeah. Which some guys,
Yeah, really,
You know?
really enjoy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there. I want to know if anybody is with me on that theory.
So what did we learn?
This is a tough one. Listen, you made some good points,
I'm surprised.
but
Yeah.
I just think you either get it or you don't. Like you're either a
Right.
pet person or not. So if you're not a pet person, you're never going to understand why it's not a problem to have a dog lick my face after they just licked somebody's poop hole.
Just did not expect you to say poop hole in that moment. I think we also learned that the dog parks and dog walking, great place to meet people. I mean, Runyon Canyon, which we should say is like a famous hiking spot in LA. It's like dogs everywhere, hot people, men and women.
Just the level of great gossip you learn at the dog park.
The dog park is a great third place.
Yeah.
A great place to gather, low pressure, meet new people. I mean, it's like almost like your dogs are like setting you up on a friend date.
Yes. You can use your dogs. If used well, dogs can set you up with friends.
Did your dog have friends?
Yes.
Does
well, they used to when we lived in a building.
Yeah.
Olive had certain favorites that she would like to wrestle with.
Okay, got
She had all these like WWE, like they would throw her through a table. Like big dogs, like throw her through, but she's tough. Frenchies are tough. They're small, but like real tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, she had friends. And then like certain dogs hate Frenchies because of the smushy face.
So they just think it's weird.
Immediately they're like, want to rip her face off.
Got it. And I think we also learned that like, I think we should have some awareness of sort of the non-dog people when we're, you've also had like parties where people brought dogs and didn't ask, or you've brought dogs and.
Yeah, I think the protocol is you should say in the invite whether it's dog friendly or not. Same with kids.
And if it doesn't, what is that?
Don't bring.
So you should ask.
Yeah, you should ask.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's smart.
Yeah.
Guys, that's our show. Please subscribe to the podcast. Find us on social at Man of the Year Podcast. Be good to yourself and be good to your friends.
Love you, buddy.